44, solve by completing the square. The first step I do is divide by -4. Okay, -4, we'll go into all of those numbers nicely. That's going to leave us with x squared minus 12x, and then we're going to be completing the square, so we're going to be adding something. Equals -5 plus something. That something is calculated right here. You take b and divide it by 2 and you square it. That's where the 36 comes in. That's going to give us, then we factor this trinomial. It's x minus 6 squared equals 31. Square root both sides. X minus 6 equals positive or negative 31. Add 6. X equals 6 plus or minus the square root of 31. 45, graphing quadratics. Y equals negative x plus 1 squared plus 4. Happy birthday. It's in vertex form. That is beautiful because you're looking at the vertex. You have to know good twin, bad twin. This is the bad twin. It's going to do the opposite. So that's where the vertex is -1, positive 4. Bad twins outside, good twins inside. So there's your vertex. Your axis of symmetry is the line x equals -1. Your x-intercepts are going to be -3, 0, and 1, 0. There's your graph. And you can still graph using the pattern over 1, down 1, over 1, down 3, y down, because that's negative. Number 46 is another graphing problem, only this time they give it to you in factored form. Okay? Factored form, they give you the x-intercepts. Happy birthday, you're looking at the x-intercepts. The x-intercepts are -3, 0, -5, 0, and again, this is good twin, bad twin. Axis of symmetry is x equals -4. How do you know? Because it's halfway between the x-intercepts. Halfway between the x-intercepts is where you'll find the axis of symmetry. Okay, so there's your axis of symmetry. Vertex is at -4, -4. How did we find that? I take -4, because that's the x-coordinate of the vertex, plug it in. -4 plus 3 is -1. -4 plus 5 is +1. So this is 4 times -1 times 1, which is -4. Okay. 47 and 48 are to write in standard form and graph. I'm going to skip the graphing part because I just graphed two just like these, the last two examples. But to write it in standard form, this is given in factored form, so you just multiply. Multiply from left to right. You could have FOILed and then distributed the -4, it doesn't matter. You get the same answer. But I distributed and then I FOILed. There you go. Here, same thing. X squared, or x minus 2 squared, does not mean x squared minus 4. That is so wrong, it's not even right. You have to FOIL it. It's x times x, and then it's x times -2 plus -2 times x. That's your inner and your outers. And then -2 times -2. Distribute the negative, combine like terms. 49 was one of those monster problems where we had to solve a system of equations in 3 variables. This is the original equation. And now the first thing you should do is look at it. And I liked the z's because I've got positive z, negative z. So that means I can take these two equations and eliminate z's. That's what I did over here. And I can take these two equations and eliminate z's again, and that's what I did right here. So I took the first and the third, rewrote them over here, add them, you get 2x minus y, the z's are gone, equals -14. Take these two equations, add them, -x minus 3y equals -7, the z's are gone. Now I'm going to take this equation, multiply it by 2, that's this step here, rewrite it over here. And now I've got these two equations, and I'm going to add those. So I've got 2 and negative 2, that's 0x. Negative y, negative 6y is negative 7y. Divide by negative 7. Y is 4. Once you get y, I plugged it in over here, and I solved for x. Once you got x, you got y. I took this first equation, and I solved for z. There's the solution. Number 50, an inequality. You got to graph it, okay? Graphing from standard form. You could convert this into vertex form, but since this is a 1, I don't want to deal with that. So I just go by the old-fashioned way and do negative b over 2a to find your x-coordinate for your vertex. Then plug that in to get your y-coordinate for your vertex. Graph it. Then you got to find a place to shade it. 0, 0 is not on the graph. Plug that in. 0 is greater than negative 4. It is true, so that's where we shade.